marriages are complicated. You don't know what kind of arrangement he has with his wife. I have no idea, right? But anyway, with that said, though, you chose to sleep with the lady that you work with. Now she has all this power that you just gave her. And it's a complete myth to believe that women are powerless. That's not true. We don't live in a society where women are powerless. Women can have lots of power, just like men can have power. So he decides, oh, well, I'm the powerful one. I'm the coach. So I'm just going to fire her and make it all go away. Well, you forget that this athletic director who's looking for any evidence that you were having an affair with this lady, that basically she can go and do what she did, which is go right to the athletic director. Now she has no incentive to protect you. She goes right to the athletic director and says, I got all the evidence you need. Let's go get that son of a bitch. So she then uses her power that you gave her, moral hazard, and she then uses it to destroy you. And then, of course, you make things worse because you crash out and you run to her house with the knife and all this other craziness. So now you went from being, to having one of the most prestigious coaching jobs in all of sports to being in jail, right? Which is probably the worst place that a human being can be. And so ultimately, that's there you go. That's a real life example of moral hazard. And what that really says is that when you do business, when you go make an investment, if somebody comes along and says, "Hey, I heard you saved up $15,000 in your stock portfolio because you were taking Boyce's class in 5 years ago, he got you investing. Can you put that money into my business?" Right? Because people are always very happy to benefit from your hard work. Right? You know what I mean? Like they're always happy to take everything you built and use that for their benefit. They don't want to do it themselves, but they're very happy to invest the money that you have because of course when you have all this wealth they're going to say you got lucky and you were blessed and all that stuff when really you know what it is, you became your own blessing. And so when that happens you better do your due diligence, you better have optimal contracts because you're going to have to protect yourself from the demon of moral hazard, which is driven by information asymmetry, that you don't know what you're really getting into. And once you give up that power, you will become, what's the word? You will become subjected to whatever demons are hiding in the closet that you didn't see in advance. People never, in the beginning of anything, show you the worst sides of who they are. And they also, in the very beginning, never show you the worst sides of what they could become if things got really bad. So one of the benefits of the benefit of being of getting a doctorate in finance and literally thinking incessantly about almost every little thing is that you learn how to look at the world in terms of probability and look at the world not in terms of what it is, but in terms of all the things that it could be. So you don't operate in the three-dimensional space, you operate in the fourth and fifth and sixth dimensions, right? So when I married my wife, I didn't just think about what kind of woman she was, I thought about what kind of woman she could be, right? I remember thinking, like, okay, I know how you are when you like me, but how do you behave when you're mad? How do you treat your worst enemy? Because if I became your worst enemy, then that's a different reality. That's a different state of the world. People, when they go into business relationships or regular romantic relationships, they're not imagining that. They're looking at the world as it is now. They think it's going to be like that forever. Tell me if I'm lying. And they think that we're always going to love each other. Everything's going to be great. So people are willing to just make these just crazy commitments to each other because they assume the world's never going to change.